I am interviewing Donna here today because she's just so amazing. She's loved by everybody, absolutely everybody. You can't not love Donna. That's just how it is. You're the most loved person I've ever met, actually,
Oh, that's so nice.
really. And I think that you make sales, which is often a dirty word, you make it beautiful,
Yeah.
right?
I love sales. I love people.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
And I can't wait for everybody to hear that. She's also got a story, and the way she's grown is phenomenal. She's gone from good to great to dynamic, and she betters her best again and again. And what she does now in 1 month is what she was doing in a whole year. So if you want tips and you want growth on on like a scale like this, because it's pretty hard to just go like that. But if you want growth like this, Donna's going to share her formula tonight with you as well.
Yes. Well, I am a mum of two boys. My boys, I've got one that just finished university, and I've got one just starting university. And I have a beautiful husband. And yeah, so I'm getting to the end where my kids are grown up now and I'm getting my life back, but I'm also getting my career back because, when you're a mother and you're looking after kids, I was there for them a lot of the time when they were growing up. I made sure that I worked around them in different hours. I worked in lots of different industries where I've got a lot of my skills from, so I could work around my children.
Because you've come so fast, you can forget. So I'm going to jog your memory, actually. Pull out an old recording of you from a couple of years ago when you had
Oh
uh,
gosh.
a big problem with rejection, so bad. And you were bullied in the workplace. And I think there were women
Mhm. Yeah.
and rejection. So I think a lot of people will really relate to the fact that you weren't just born this way over life. Shit happened. That
Yes.
was really rocking. Can you share a little bit about what was it like if you go back to before you started your selling, so call it, era, successful
Yes.
selling era, big stuff, 6 figures, 7 figures. What's the limitation of having so much fear around rejection and being bullied and, you know,
Yeah, I think, through my career, I did get bullied and I did get squashed. And by women, unfortunately, I had a lot of
only
supportive mentors that were males who were
yeah.
always complimentary, always said how amazing I was. And then I would come across these women that would belittle me or make me feel like I wasn't good enough and, would squash every time I'd step up a little bit or stepped up in my career. I'd have someone knocking me down. And I
Mhm.
think years and years of this started to bring out the self-doubt in myself because I was a confident child when I was younger. I did have that confidence, but as I grew and as life went on, it was knocked out of me. So my last one of my jobs before I actually came and did your program, Maz, I worked in a sales company. And the person that was my boss back then, he really supported me and he was telling me how amazing I was, but I just didn't feel it within myself. I had high anxiety. I was doing a sales job. I was afraid to go out and talk to people because I was afraid of confrontation, which was another really big thing. But when you're in
Yes,
sales,
yes,
you
yeah.
have different fronts, things don't go right. And, people wanted their parts that were getting delivered late and they wanted all these things. And I had to be I was the face of the company. So I had to be that person that had to go back and give them the bad news. So towards the end, I'd said to him, and I was already suffering with anxiety. I said to him, I think I need to find something to help me with my mindset because I go, you know, 3 steps forward and then I'd
Yep.
go 10 steps back.
So, oh my gosh. So I just watched you before and I'm sitting there going, in the manners. So it's like, this is just mind blowing. Like, it's just the best. Oh, but
Yeah.
at best because I'm morbid about it because I see how far you've that. I just think it's unbelievable. But you
I know.
did
And
it.
you
It
have
was
to,
years.
I know, and you forget, right? And people that knew me, I was good at masking stuff, Maz. So I masked a lot of people didn't
Yes.
know what the real feelings were underneath until I'd just been knocked down, and then I'd just not had, it was like, "Oh, I've had enough of this." But yeah, so I think by the time I came and did the program, I'd had enough. I was like, okay, I don't want to mask this anymore. This is actually not good for my health, trying to suppress everything. I needed to resolve what was really going on. Yeah.
So who was it affecting too? Because, some people could think, oh, that's just the business, then I just won't do that business. Or I'll do a different sort of business where I'm not selling. But the fear of rejection, confrontation, being bullied by women, what is that when it's totally unhealed and you ignore it? How many people does that affect? What does it affect?
Oh gosh, it affects everybody. And it was affecting my family because I was coming home anxious, coming home complaining all the time and whinging. Oh my God, this person did this and that. And I wasn't really taking ownership for my own feelings and how it was affecting me. I wasn't learning the lessons I needed to learn. I would just come home and whinge about it, right? So my poor husband, he'd have to deal with it. And, my family as well and the boys. So my boys actually started to develop anxiety as well because when you're around
Wow.
somebody that's anxious, they become anxious. And
True,
when
it's
I
true.
noticed that, I just went, well, I need to resolve this in me. I'm actually the cause. That was the actual change for me because I went, there's something not right here. Yeah, I started to play small and then
That's
I
it.
started to
That's
only
what
work
women do.
part-time and not do what I was really here to do. And I knew I was here for more, but I didn't have the confidence, Maz. It was the not good enough. Who am I to go and start a
Yeah,
career?
who am I?
I'm just a mom, stay-at-home mom that works occasionally. And I think that it was all because of the doubt. Because I could have worked back then, way back. I could have easily, but I think that doubt and that suppression and that people, it was so deep. Yeah, it was. It really.
What did you do about it? Like, you must have made some attempts of like mindset and stuff. What did you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I tried Reiki, I did NET, I did tapping. It was funny. I used to go out on my sales calls and I'd be do tapping in the car
Tapping.
when I'd have to go in. I
Yeah.
knew I was going into a client. Okay, tap is
Yeah.
me okay, and telling myself. And I would go in before the client, so I'd go in calm, and I'd go in calm, but then I'd come out a mess still, and I'm like, oh well, that lasted for like whatever the meeting was, and then I'd go back revert. So
You'd have to tap for the rest of your
and
life, wouldn't you, if you relied on tapping? I mean, it's great. It's great in the moment, but it
yes,
really
in the moment,
doesn't
but
stick.
that's
So I'm just going to show
yes.
everybody your before, and I'm going to show you.
Oh my God, it's
Ready?
been so long since I've seen this.
Here you are, Donna. You're now seeing yourself on the screen. You ready?
Fear of rejection for me, I think what people think of you and feeling rejected throughout my life, like I'm not good enough. And
Oh God.
especially women, I've always had a lot of women that haven't been accompanied, like haven't. I just feel like I get rejected from a lot of women. I know that it's they've got their own issues, and that was the reason that I was making it people on. The rejection for me was an issue that I shouldn't have been thinking on. It will cost me me moving forward and being who I truly am. It holds you back and it held me back for a long time in just being my authentic self because I started to be someone that I wasn't, or started to be someone that be someone else that then get word like me. You are. You can't say. Well, I have to be someone else. Well, and that really hurt. Because I love who I am as a person. Yeah. And I just want to be with her. Not worry about what others need.
I wondered if you'd seen like this that video like that. Like, I watched it and my heart was breaking. I'm going, this is not the Donna we know now, like in any way, shape, or form. I wonder if she knows how far she's come.
Oh, look, I look back at that and look, so much has changed in such a short amount of time. Like, I can't even relate to her anymore. I can't even, yeah, I can't even see her at all.
Because of the
Totally
emotional
different.
growth, you know, because you
Yeah.
learn your shit and you go
Yeah.
next glass ceiling. What? Nothing's stopping me. You go straight in and you get your sessions done and you just get that rapid life learning and it saves you, you know, 20 years and then you just unblock and then you go again the minute something else comes. And I think you've gained so much emotional intelligence. You've got everything you ever dreamt of having in the way of what fills your soul. Because if you look at that, you wanted friends and people because you knew you had this beautiful soul and you wouldn't have even given a shit if you didn't. And you
Yeah.
just absolutely, you're shining so brightly. I think people need to see where
Yeah.
you were. If they don't, then it will sound like a lot of people say to me, "Oh, you're just ego." So, but it's not. It's bloody well-deserved, hard-earned work done for short term for the greater long-term good. Isn't it? Now you're reaping the rewards. And how old are you, Donna? Are you willing to share? I mean, not every woman is.
52.
Look how
So
gorgeous
I,
she is, everyone. So,
I know.
yeah, so I mean, you know, 40 years left at least. So, you know, if
Yeah.
that's a lot, that's nearly your half a life. So it was worth it because now you get, you know, you've already jumped so far ahead. You know, a lot of women go to their grave absolutely not even healing that one thing, let alone 2, 3, 4, every time they climb. What do they say? Next level, next devil. You would get there and you would go face that sucker just without all the drama by using the technique that we use for rapid life learning. It's enabled you to literally fly like my wings, everyone. I thought sitting here today in my wing room is my dream room, dream and create room, because I do feel like Donna is just got her wings.
Back then, Maz, like, I
Yeah.
remember that. Like, I can't remember her. It's even
You
hard
can't
to
remember your
look
own
to her now
self.
and go, I know, and this is why I know that we doing the videos before and after when we work with our clients, even that how important that is, because even
It
me
is.
looking back at that now go, oh my God, look how far I've come and what I've achieved in that time. And
I knew
continue
you
to
would,
achieve.
Donna. I knew you would. And what a waste to just get that massive thrill on our own and not share it, you know, because
Yeah.
it can be unbelievable, too unbelievable, us going around telling people. So anyway,
Masculine and their feminine energy, you know, you've
they are.
both, like,
Yes, they
because
are.
if you've got too much masculine, then you can actually scare people away, and then they don't want to step towards you. But if you know, then if you've got too feminine, then you come across a bit soft. So it's really having that masculine and feminine energy, but also having your conviction in what you're doing. And look, I always sell things that I love. You know, it comes from the heart. It comes from, if I'm not passionate about what I'm doing, how can I sell it? So when I find that passion, that's what drives me, because I know that I'm resolving a problem or something going on with those clients, so then I can help them. And I think, you know, because I do have empathy, so I do listen and I do find out what it is that they need. I'm not going to sell someone something if they don't necessarily need it or if they're not ready for it. There's always an order of things. And I think that what I've learned is you can't give people everything all at once. You've got to find out what is it they need right now, and then you can put them on that journey to wherever they've got to get to. But I also do know, Maz, that high emotional intelligence, you need to have that in sales, because you're going to get knockbacks. You're going to get rejected. You've got to make that call. You've got to make the next call. You've got to continue to show up and have that consistency. And I think that for me, and I know just using the tool that we use, that, like you said, you get to a glass ceiling and then something will stop you. Someone will put doubt in your mind.
Well, they
Someone will
might
make you
trigger
feel-
something that's never been triggered in you before. People don't realize that
Yes.
happens. They think, oh, but aren't I supposed to be healed? I've done the work. You know, nothing's going to come up if you were never at the growth level where you would have done the thing. now that's triggering the new thing. So you would not have even known you had it. And that's the thing. So it's evolution of your consciousness that gets developed. And I would say towards the actualizing as a human, expressing your fuller self. And I think that the more you've unblocked, the more you have, limitlessness is, that program, because you just do not face your issues if something arises. You don't question, is this something needing something else? You always just know, don't you, that there's life lessons to learn. I can't imagine even what they could be. If you read 1,000 books and got coached, you'd still not know it, because you've got to. Answer is only in, because only it knows how that's caught in you and through your experiences, or even your bloodline deep. Some people's blocks are even bloodline deep. So,
yeah. And, and that's why my boss used to always say to me, oh my God, you're amazing. Everyone loves you. But I didn't love me. I didn't feel like I was good enough. You could tell me till the cows come home, but I didn't have that belief in myself. So I think that resolving all those things that were coming up for me, now I do believe in myself. I know that I'm good at what I do. So, and because I do care about people as well. So I think having that emotional intelligence, and like you said, there's been so many glass ceilings. Even in this last 12 months, I have gone from, like you said before, selling $400,000 a year to $1.2 million in 2 years, which is massive.
And 400,000 in 1 month.
Yeah, and look, these sort of results don't come from sitting behind, our phone or sitting behind. Work it out.
I'll sit there, spend so much time going, I'll wait and work out what it is, because I'm so intelligent. I should know better. No, I must have to go to someone. I must have to go to this. I must have to do another program. But you just always trust the tool, don't you? That it's just wisdom gaining. It's always needed from your own source, and you just trust it. Well, it's life lessons. It's sped up life lessons, which they can happen in nature, but it can take a long time. It can sometimes take a lifetime for just one of those little things, and getting that sped up and safely like that on purpose, instead of a trauma waiting to trigger that awakening, which does happen. Some people have wake-up calls, but that you don't see many have as many sessions. You go in, you just say, oh, stuff it, I'm going for a shortcut, get it, boom, done, gone, cycle broken, next.
Like, why wouldn't I? But I'm the keep it simple, sweetheart. That is my motto.
That is totally me too. Me too. If there's a complicated way, Chris got that.
I don't like
complication. Got time for that. No. And that was the whole idea when I was designing it, and even just the actual program itself for the business women. It's all strategic for simplicity and not having to.
Because I feel not to know what's wrong with me. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I'm triggered. I don't know why that person did that to me. I jump on with a sister. I don't know what's going on. Have a bit of a talk for 5 minutes. Yep, this is what it is. Yep, get in, have a session. I love it. It's like,
baby,
breathe. Next glass ceiling.
Limitlessness.
What do I have to do next?
The limit.
That's, and working with Roz, I've worked closely with her, and, we've been working together, and she'll kick my ass and she'll tell me, Donna, you need this. And
yes, exactly. So it is an accountability, though, that you have. That is a response. You've got this self-responsibility.
Yes.
To not blame anyone or thing, even if it is their fault. It's like, even if they're doing bad to you, you still go, there's something I could learn from this, and then I might break the whole cycle. So that's that's high emotional intelligence to start with, to even do that.
Yes, and that's what I think,
for that self-responsibility. Yeah, because you know why? You're a good person. And that's what you see in good people. They will own it because they feel like they don't want to be part of anything that's unhealthy.
And some people trigger us, and it's in them, and they may trigger that in us. And that's where I notice it too. I go, okay, why is that person triggering me? There's something in me that I have to resolve or get my learnings around. It's just getting your learnings, and the learnings that we get is just so profound.
It's not offensive to get a learning or something that is like, telling you that it's you, or that you need to change something and be more accepting or something. It's not offensive, is it? Because it's like you're not even in the story. It's just like, oh, there we go. That learning, didn't know that before. Walk away and go and live life.
Yeah, it gives you the resilience. And I think in sales, you need resilience. So, you've got to bounce back from those rejections. You've got to bounce back. And, if I think that it's me, okay, if I stuffed up, because we're all going to stuff up, we're all going to make mistakes. That's normal. That's part of failure and growing. But you know what? If I really can't get over something and I think, oh my God, that's really affected me, I will go and resolve it. I'm not going to hang on to it. Why would I? When I can grow faster by resolving what's going
That's
on
the
within me?
maturity needed. Yes, it's something you've got in you that a lot of women have. They've got to just trust something, and they've got to trust themselves. And you've already seen a lot of it is her soul, who she is, and her accountability and willingness to crack every block, or, like that rejection and the not good enough. But what tips are yours, Donna, that you want to say to help women?
Yes. Well, I think, like I said, the emotional intelligence, but also building that rapport. Like, I think for me, I build rapport very quickly when I speak to people. I lead from my heart. I lead from what it is that I'm trying to help them with. It's not, a lot of people lead with the money. I need the money. I need the money. But it's not about the money, because the money comes. It's about what is it that you can do to help those people, and how can you build that trust? Okay.
Right.
Don't sell them something that they don't need, because, then they're going to come back and they're not going to promote you. They're not going to recommend you to anyone if you're not going to help them. So I think building rapport has to be up there. And I think you just really need to, and also when you do start working with them, I'll just add to that time isn't money. So if your client needs you for extra things, or you need to put some extra time into that client, do that. Don't expect them. I don't expect someone to pay me more because I'm giving them a few extra hours. So I always give them more than what they're asking for.
I love that, because that's so much, so many people, like, count their bloody hours,
I don't count hours.
It's like, if that's the perspective, it must be very powerful driver. I think time is something. Some people value it too much, as in their goal of business is to have more time. But yeah, you get the rewards, follow caring and going the extra mile. I'd call you the extra mile girl. Absolutely. And
Yeah,
for sure.
yes. And I do. And I give back to people. I do a lot of things for nothing and for free. And I'm happy to do that. I think it's about nurturing your clients too. You go further with them, and then they recommend you to people. And I know that through my, where I'm working, that's what happens. I just get referrals, and people, let me know. They pass me on to people. So that would have to be one of the big tips, is just having that time for your clients and really giving them what they need is a really good one. And then I spoke about resilience as well. You've got to have that. That's really important. I think that when you can bounce back, or you can, handle those rejections, or handle, I always say it might be no for now, but it's not going to be no forever.
And that moment, what does it feel like? So somebody rejects you tomorrow for a sale and a person you've been working on, and they choose something else. What's in your mind in the moment she says no?
I just go, that's okay, because I know that one day when she's ready, she'll come back to me, because I know what I do works 100%. I had to go on the same journey that they did. So I think, what, with that, Maz, it's like, I know what they're going through, and I've already tried all those other things. And then I came to what we're doing now. And I've been here 6 years. So it's my 6th year this year, and I haven't gone anywhere else. I don't need anything else.
You
so
don't
I'm like,
need anything.
well,
You know what works. A lot of people just don't know. They still go searches. I think you're missing something in the bloody perception there. I think you might have some beliefs in the way, because there's something going on of non-trusting that your life lessons are in you. This is a fast track way to get them and move on. Cycle
this
broke
is so
them up.
fast. Why wouldn't I? And I know that clients will always come back. If you're good to them and you treat them with respect, and it doesn't matter what business you're in, you treat them and know that, when they're ready, they may come back to you, it's not forever. It's just for now. I think that, you need to understand that. I have
forever.
clients come to me that come to my training 3 years ago, and now they're contacting me now. That happens a lot. So, and I think not having a scarcity mindset, because a lot of people think that there's not enough out there. And
Mm.
I think that scarcity mindset thinks that there's not enough people out there, but there's always something for whatever you're selling. It doesn't matter what you're selling, but you've got to have that abundant mindset and knowing that it's going to come. Just keep doing the work, keep showing up, doing what you need to do, and it will come.
Do you remember any of the metaphors that your unconscious mind gave you to learn from certain things?
You know, one I really sticks out for me, and it was a monkey, and it was about being annoying, because I know when I first came out and even doing sales, it helps in that space. You think you become annoying because you're always talking about and you're so passionate about what you do. So I needed to get my learnings around being annoying. And this monkey was in the tree. And everybody, you know how the monkeys, they just go around to all the different trees and they're bugging everyone and they're having a good time.
Yeah.
It was just hilarious because I went in thinking, oh my God, I'm so annoying to people. But this monkey, all the learnings were around, no, you're not. People want to be around you. People love that energy. I had to let that go and resolve it so then I could show up, because when you're annoying and you think you're annoying everybody, you start to play small, right? You play small because you're like, I don't want to be annoying, I don't want to step on anyone's toe. But that metaphor, even with the monkey and how he was just playing up at the zoo in front of all the people, they loved it and they were cheering. And I'm like, okay, I actually need to be loud.
Yeah. Oh, I could learn from monkeys. Like, it is so weird, isn't it? How the power of the unconscious mind when we do the work. Believe it or not, I think you're trusting this is playing out in your life because you've healed the inner environment that you were given, whether you liked it or not, as well as what's happened to you. So it's like you might have been born thinking you were totally free and whatever, but that predisposition was going to come through and going to play out somehow. And so, breaking that
Wow.
cycle and taking that responsibility. And though this is talking about your business success and selling,
I
every,
know, it's incredible.
but don't we sell every day, Donna? Isn't a conversation selling
everyone
a
sells.
perspective?
We sell
Don't
to our
we
children
selling
all
our
the
children to be good or pick those books up, clean your room?
Yeah, we're influencers. Everyone has it in them. It's just it's just learning how to do it and how to be that. And most people are, a lot of people are really good with people. Like, they have great conversations. It's just, I think, when we go too far away from who we are, we are different, and we need different ways of healing, or even just like you said, getting our wisdom. We're just different. We speak. I live with 3 boys. Mine are boys.
How does that?
I worked in the industry with men. So.
But can I ask, how has all this affected your family? I saw your son graduating the other day. I get the blessings of watching you ladies shine from afar, and people having babies that couldn't have babies. But in your particular case, can you share the ripple effect of you being so transformed?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, even with my boys, my son was born premature. He had a lot of learning difficulties when he was young. So we did get him a lot of help back then. But he was probably, Josh is my oldest. He was going into year 11 at the time when I started to do Create, when I first did my training. And I was highly anxious then, right? So we were a bit anxious, and he was too. We were seeing a chiropractor, kinesiologist at the time, just to calm ourselves down and him down. Anyway, we went into year 11. I had resolved all my stuff, and then he had the best years, year 11 and 12, and he actually went on to university. So before went up until year 10, he didn't do that great in school. We were saying, oh, mate, I think you got to leave, But, we said, look, we'll give you, he said to us, well, I'm going to try my best in year 11 and 12. And he did. And he's just graduated university. So we've just changing the dynamics with myself and me not being anxious and me being there to support him instead. I've been focused on my stuff, helped him get to where he needed to get to. And then with my youngest son, he's finished year 12 now, and then he's just graduated. He actually got a scholarship to go to university, which, we didn't know if he would get there either, because we had to do a lot of work with him. But I think when you calm yourself down and you calm the household down, everything runs smooth. And not only that, they also saw me having my own business, working, having that work ethic, getting out there and doing what I needed to do, watching my success. celebrating my success with me. And then my oldest is traveling around, over into Europe now and stuff like that. So we had the confidence to go. Like, I think that it's a big thing. You change yourself, your whole family changes. Like, my husband and I are getting on better than we've ever got on. We understand each other. I'm not coming home complaining all the time because I just go and resolve it. He'll know if there's
Yeah.
something going on and go, oh, I'm just going to go and have a session. I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
And he's like, great. So he gets
And
excited too. So I think it's
Yeah.
priceless what we do. And I think that you can't even put a value on.
See, I think a lot of people, especially women, they seek mindset, and I know myself. I watch women pay so much money for mindset, off the charts, over 6 figures, and follow the gurus and get those special little one-to-one coachings. But still, at the end of the day, they'd revert, and within 4 6 months or so. Sometimes it would stick a year or so if they didn't test it much, if they didn't go and do new things. But overall, they didn't heal their heart. So the security seeped through and took over again. And I think that's the bone deep inherited oppressions. With this method, being the eye of a cyclone and being in the office, right, in that beautiful calmness where nothing exists. And then you can see the, landscape. You're not even in the landscape, so that's pretty cool. So that means no one's traumatized, no negative, none of
I
their
love
faculties are
that.
there. And
Yeah.
the fact that it's that safe and that peaceful to do, I think people believe it's got to be really hard. It's going to be horrible. Stuff might come up. Whoop, share anything negative that comes up anyway. You don't have to talk about it. But I think people don't understand something that wasn't possible is possible because of the science of what I've been able to create into a hypothesis and then test and use and see so much in everyday women. And I think people they want their evidence the way they want it. I don't know what's better than thousands of women who's that free just living life like this, but
And I think, you know what, Maz, like we're set free. I know what my clients are going to go through because that was the old me. So having what I've got now, and I just want that for everyone and go, oh my God, if you just understood, if you just trusted, I didn't need to go back into my past. No one needed to know. I didn't have to share what happened to me as a child or, I don't know. I wanted to see how far I could push myself because I knew I was, what I could do, but I didn't know if I could achieve it. And I think this last 3 years has just been huge for me. And I've just achieved so much in such a short amount of time. I go, how? Like even my husband says, oh my God, people work in the industry for 20, 30 years and what you've done and what you've created is really not fathomable. Like, you've just gone in and done this. And I go, the only reason I did it was because I had that mindset work or that I had this tool that helped me get through it. So I think that, it's a powerful way. And not only that, Maz, I'm working with other business women who are doing the same as me. They're kicking butt. So it's just not me doing it. I've got clients I'm working with and I'm watching them do the same thing. It's like, oh, wow. They're really following in my footsteps and doing, in a different industry.
Doing what you say, yeah. There are 16 conditions that must be met if something is going to stick, be safe, there's actually 16. So I've put them into a little booklet at the moment, and I'm just about to finish that, just so that people can understand it's not rocket science. It's not a miracle that sounds too good to be true. It's actually just an actual life wake-up call has these 16 elements in it, and in nature. Like when you have a brief, people have, has anyone watching ever had a wake-up call, where time stood still? You couldn't hear all the people talking around you because it was like you were awakening to something and getting some realizations and then after that moment, they stop. Some people watching have had that.
That's why you hear all those people, all those celebrities that have the wake-up calls and then they change their life, or you hear about all these amazing stories.
You know what happens? That it all happened in a split second. And because we've
It's true,
unpacked
because like you
it and
said,
recreated it for women, realizing we have to go that bone deep level of it into the, to suspend all faculties, then I call it the perfect healing storm. You know what? The real question is, what did no one else come up with this? That's the real question, not who do you think you are being smart enough? I'm like, well, what the hell didn't anyone else possible? Who do you think you are? Well, actually, someone who had experience can think. That's who. So you can't tell me, because I turned my life around time from being destined, I'm lucky to be alive, to actually all of the success. So
yes,
in a wake-up call moment, a lot happens. And by this being just a wake-up call session whenever you want one on purpose, that is safe and doesn't need to be triggered by a traumatic trigger, I think that just the question is, why did no one else think of it? It just freaking makes sense. And it will say, yeah, because it works on every issue, because it's just a school in a school where the teacher's the self and the student's the self, and it comes out. It's different from reading a book. We've put too much value on conscious education, which is like feeding the starving with that knowledge, but they got blood drip on their mouth, and it just doesn't get in deep enough. But this, because it comes from the outside, takes the glad wrap off. Freedom.
Yeah. And it's
where it needed to be got.
Because you go, oh my God, like, oh, how easy was that? Right? Like, it's like you know these things consciously, but it's unconsciously, that's where you need it to stick, right? It's not the conscious mind, but
yes,
you really need to have it sticking. I think also, Maz, you've got to be surrounded by the right people as well that have your back. I think it's really important for that, because those people are there for you when you need it. And I know everybody says that, but it's having those true connections that really do want you to succeed, because there's a lot of people out there that don't want you to succeed.
Yeah, healing the judgment. I think women, if they heal their judgment, they'll be able to support women better. And that in and of itself stops them feeling envy and jealous and the things that probably harm them and limit them.
It limits, if you've got jealousy for another person, or you've got that within you, it will limit you from actually doing better than that. And I think, and I think that's important, because you've got to, when you surround yourself with supportive people, you'll support them and they will support you. So you become this, backwards and forwards, even someone around you might need you to lift them at a certain time, and then they may need to lift you. So I think that you really need those people around you, authentic people that really care for you as well. And also your positive attitudes that help.
Yeah.
And another thing there's so many things I could be teaching. You need to know your stuff. So I've walked my talk. So I can pretty much sell to people because I've been doing it consistently. And
yes,
I love teaching other people how to do that too, because once you've done it, it's easier as you take those steps. And like you said before, it's about hitting those glass ceilings. When you hit that last glass ceiling, don't make it your last.
That's what you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how I've done it. It's just, don't let anything stop me, and no matter what. And I've had a lot of things try and stop me along the way, but I just get rid of that. Let's move on. But I think also, like, my driver was, I wanted to go overseas with my husband, and now that my kids are older, and I knew that
Can you share, how long have you had that as a thing you decided you wanted?
So 3 years ago, when I did decide to, I put a goal in front, what I wanted to do. I firstly wanted to get to 6 figures. If I could get to a 6-figure, income, then, that would help me pay for my holiday and do things like that. And then as I progressed, I got more and more. And then I just wanted to go on that holiday. And we're going. We're actually
with your family.
With my family, so with my husband. And I think that was my driver. So I think you've got to have something. What is it that you want to achieve? Is it a house? Is it you want to help your children? I've always had that goal, and I didn't know how I was going to achieve it. I just wrote it all down what I wanted, and then I got there. And it makes you work hard. It makes you work harder, because you're going, okay, well, I need such and such much money to go and travel, and now I've accomplished.
Yeah, you don't just want to go. You want to go in style, not be limited, not have to think about money.
I think, yes. And I think, the driver was that I wanted to earn my own income and not have to rely. I wanted to, hopefully one day I'll retire my husband, which would be nice. But, just enjoy. Life's too short. And I think that, you put the hard yards in, you want to be able to, get the benefits. And just having that goal.
I love
Like,
that because you've not, even though you knew you were going what you wanted,
yes,
it's good it had money, that is needed for that. So money obviously could be, the means to that. And because
yes,
you no longer feared rejection, then it's great, isn't it? When you set goals, then it's different to when you set goals if you're still fearing rejection and feeling not good enough. I mean, you're not. What's the goal going to be like then? It's going to
I
be
was like,
rest. It's going to possibly burn you out, possibly make you do things that out of your integrity or that you don't even enjoy because you want the thing too badly. But I think if you want the thing, you're a good person, good soul, and you do it through helping others. I like to see it, and I do think you see it the same, and that is that to help people make a quality choice of what's best for them. You don't really sell. Like,
no,
like
I
people
don't
think of the
sell.
word
I want the
sell.
best for other people. Yeah. And I think that
That's the
I want,
secret.
I
That's
want to
it
make
there.
their life easy because I'm that keep it simple sweetheart. So I want to keep it
Okay.
simple for people. This is the fast way, or we can do it the slow way. But if you do this and this, you're going to get this result, which is going to either save you time in your day, around time management, save your energy. What is it that you want to achieve? How can we get there the quickest way possible?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So it is a shortcut, isn't it? To have what I call limitlessness, means a place you go and you just always no block ever that gets in your way. So I think that's really almost like a catchphrase for you. And that is that I want what's best for others. And I think that to me is a quality that you have that you may not understand how powerful and, to be honest, I think rare in selling.
Yeah.
That really,
And I think, the thing was when I went and did the course to become a transmologist, I needed to fix myself. That was a no-brainer. That was just what I needed to do. But the more things I used to see, and I followed you for 12 months before I even made a decision, I just kept seeing these amazing women and, and they were helping people. And I thought, I took the gamble. I could have come and just had a breakthrough. That was my choice. Come and have a breakthrough or come and do the whole program. And I just kept coming back to, I know I need help, but imagine if this works. And I want to go and help others feel like I'm going to feel. So that was my goal. That was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go and do the program. I'm going to get an amazing breakthrough. I know that from all the evidence I saw everywhere. And then I'm going to have this incredible tool. If it works on me, I will help anyone that needs it. And I think that I've kept that through the whole thing. That's who I am. If I can do something about me and it works, well, that's what I want to give others. Because that's what worked for me, and I want this for others. I want success for others. But I couldn't do it if I didn't do it myself. So you've got to walk your talk, right? You've got to go and do it yourself.
Yes, exactly. You've got to do it all, and then you can.
Yeah.
And that's it. You then mentor people. You become a mentor. You become that person they do look to, because you have done the very thing they dream of doing. And yes, you're a powerful mentor, that's for sure, because of that reason. And because there's a lot of people out there that are only making their money from the people they're saying that to, and that is the only money they've made. It's not congruent to. I thought about it the other day. I thought, what is it I want in future? If the people help me take this to the world. And I thought the word conscientious came up. And it was like, well, a conscientious person cares about their effect.
Yeah.
And that when you choose to not do anything, you are still choosing. It is still your choice, and you chose that. And that means that you don't get to make, having the impact you could have made if you were unencumbered by those things that women think, oh, it's about me though. I can't spend money on me. No, it's not about you. It's about the 8,000 people that you will come within 3 foot of in your life.
Yeah.
What about the ones who come within 3 foot the most? I'm sure that I've had husbands say to me, oh, yeah, dare not tell her early, but say to her later, oh, yeah, at least I don't have to walk on eggshells anymore. Things like that she didn't know. And some have even said,
You don't know.
no, some even said, oh, I thought she was just doing some bloody empowerment thing. I was hoping she wouldn't come home all stuck up and, bossy. But then he's saying, but thank you. You gave me the wife I married back and better. And I would have, and 2 different men have said I would have sold my house. They don't know each other. I didn't tell one, the other one said it. 2 different men said, if I knew it was going to do that for my wife, the woman I love who wants to be a better mum, better wife, wants to be better, I would have sold the house. But there's no value on it, girls. There's nothing. And
No
we're not trying to
value.
sell it to you because you can, you can't, you don't have to, whatever. Hopefully you got something out of Donna's tips there, whatever you take away. We do hope, though, that you do think about it because, how beautiful would that be if you stuck and you got little people who you're a role model to, and you've got other women. You could be that one that just shines bright like the bloody star you're meant to be. And there's no 2 stars alike, so it can't say, oh, but such and such is already doing that. No, doesn't work that way. Everybody's unique and different, even if you took all of Donna's tips, even if you did everything, because the wisdom's meant to come from inside that you need that will help you get there.
It was all the wisdom along the way. It certainly is, because you need it. You need that wisdom. It's like I say to my clients, it's like bringing 20 years worth of wisdom to you right now. Bring 20 years to you now so then you don't have to wait and go, oh, because we do get wiser as we get older. We do learn things and we say we don't care or what others think, but people always care about what others think until you've resolved it.
One of the big things on this whole planet is that you are born united with your mother, attached. Then you get detached. Then you're 2 separate beings, and she raises you, and the father and anyone else around that's influential raises you, and you get to be at some point, right, no matter what you go through, an adult. And then it's up to you. And so even whether you've had a hard pass or all of the things, I found that it just still does take that one day going, I am responsible for my happiness. I am the only one who can change me. And I matter because I create a ripple. And I want a better one.
Yeah. And even speaking, like I speak to my husband differently now. Like I tell him everything, whereas before I wouldn't tell him stuff. And now I just tell him, and then he's like, what? So you just speak up more as well, I think.
So good.
You're not afraid. You don't hide things.
And ladies, this isn't in every case. Embrace big after. Like one woman came and she's like coming to my workshop when I was doing the live events, and she's like, oh, I said, what's the matter? She goes, oh, what? What? She said, even have the look and got feel it all. Yeah, so it's I'm not saying that's with everybody, but there's something about self-liberation and when you're actualizing your unique expression of you that may have been dialed down or turned off or something.
No more masking. No more masking
and no more shielding. See, the shield is another, if you want to share this to empower women, to even be nicer. Because when you were bullied by women. I've been extremely bullied and gaslit by women. It's tall poppy syndrome big time. As soon as you shine, squash. This shit's got to stop. So we're on a mission, ladies, to create a new breed of lead hers, not just leader. No good being the one out front, up top. No, there's a beautiful lead hership way to be that powerful influencer that you can be. And, there's a lot that we could help you with that. I mean, even the biggest one on the last reset blew everyone away, and it was vulnerability is weak, and they're people helping people. So you imagine if your biggest fear. But it's common in leaders, vulnerability is weak. So when they see it in another person because they're being just vulnerable and open and they don't have that same issue, they judge harshly and it's so because that person is hot. Going, oh, your will.
I never used to cry, and now tears come down my face. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like this little softie. I've always been a soft person, but you don't ever see me vulnerable crying. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, got this real softness. Anyway.
But you still also gained, it's not about being strong or soft, is it?
Absolutely.
It's about being centered and your core being so strong. You don't need anything or anyone. So then it becomes self-expression unapologetically.
So glad you were here to listen. Like Maz and I could go forever. We both love chat. So
we're just devout.
We're just passionate.
We are passionate, but I think we just want a better world. Ultimately, though,
we definitely,
like we want
more bullying.
We want more. We want harmony, acceptance of others, even if they're screwing up or they're not like you or they behave different to you. Just look at yourself. You're the one judging. So yes, it can be such a more beautiful world when women are healed, for sure. And that's not to say men either, but I think a woman transforms.
We heal, they heal.
It's just a better ripple. And so I think through the women, we can make the world a better place for such a powerful tool that requires no smarts, because it's all in every woman and because it's so simple and easy to do. Even a layperson can do it. I think that's it. So it's here for the everyday
such a beautiful
woman.
Process. Yeah, it's a beautiful process. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So if anyone also wants to know what other 16 things that are in the perfect storm, cyclonic eye or wake-up call, then for the perfect healing moment, then I'm just about to release. So watch this channel here on the Uninstituted Women. I've been writing. It's the 16 things that have to be in place. So then you've got that to go, if you're doing other things, to go, do they have these 16? And that's what you want, because if you want stickability for women, the 16 have to be there. So I will release that within the next couple of days on the Uninstituted Women Facebook page. And yes, if you want to find Donna, you can search Donna Brennan on Facebook, and she runs the Pink Brain. And she also works for a large company as well. And so she gets to do all the things she loves. And if you want to help, if you want to become limitless in a ness way, which means ongoingly forever, and maybe if you felt like it too, then help others, then come and talk to me and I can introduce you to the program. And you can always watch this recording if you want. Thank
you so much. If they need anything, they can always ask me. I'm happy to share my journey, and if they want to make a decision on joining. But
that's exactly right. You still go to Donna. Go to Donna.
I'm happy to answer anything they've got, and definitely life-changing.